Okay, so what we're gonna talk about first is indefinite integral. So the whole time that we are doing indefinite integral, so it's gonna look like something like this, and usually you will get a expressions plus c. Okay, you will get some type of f of x, right? Plus c, something like that. And that's indefinite integral. And we've been doing that for the last 2 days, whether it's trig or power rules or simplifying things. But what is definite integral? Definite integral is same thing. It looks like this, except there is a and b. And usually 99% of the time that you are resulting with a evaluation. What do you mean by evaluation? It's some type of number, like 10 or 20. It's not going to get 10x or 2x. And you don't have a plus c, you're just going to get 10 or 20, right? So what is definite integral? The easiest to teach kids is just tell them area under the curve. And sometimes people say, so area under the curve could it be negative? Yeah, if the graph is below x-axis and if the correct orientation from low to high can be negative evaluation. So it's not like saying area under the curve has to be positive. No. So area under the curve, and that's a definite integral. Between two boundary, A and B. So that's easy. This is the easiest part. So then you say, okay, we're going to talk about geometric definite integral. What do you mean by geometric? I don't want you to arithmetic. There's a question that is so beautiful that if you do the arithmetic evaluation, you're actually not going to get a right answer. But if you understand geometric understanding, you can get the right answer. We're going to get to it tomorrow. It's a meme problem. Meme. Okay? So we're going to talk about that tomorrow. But today, let's talk about simple things. Integration of 2 dx between 1 to 5. Remember, it's area under a curve of a function. Okay? I didn't teach you how to do definite integral yet. All you guys, maybe some of you guys knew how to do it, but right now you're not allowed to use it even if you know how to do it. I want you to think about geometrically understanding, which is think about geometry. What will be integration between 1 to 5 to dx? Huh?
The constant?
No. Can I ask you what is the function here?
What?
Nomen? 2. Good. The function is 2. What does a function 2 look like? Yes.
It's a straight line on
Y equal to 2. Good. So it's a straight line y equal to 2. So can you tell me the answer now? Daniel? 8. Why do you get 8?
So it's from 1 to 5. So we know that's like 4 wide and it's too high to make the rectangle.
So it's going from here to here, right? So we just count the tile, right?
Yep.
And that's it. And that's equal to 8. So the function is 2. So y is equal to 2. Now, without telling you how to do it, you're going to do the next question. Okay, what do you not get?
How do we get 8?
Okay. Daniel, can you explain to him?
Yeah, sure. Right. So when you say we don't know how you got 8, like can you be a little more specific? Like which part you did?
Yeah, like just how did you get 8 from 2?
It's like I'll try. So I can just go up there. Alright, so look. So we know the graph is y equals 2, right? We're good, right? Over there, yeah. And this is like x at x equals 1, between x equals 1 and x equals 5. So between these and this, right? And that's 4 long. So if let's say you can write like a 4 here. I guess 4 long here. And it's up to here. You're there?
Oh,
Yeah, so then 4 times
Okay.
2.
okay, thank you.
It's a rectangle.
Yeah.
Wait, this is gonna sound stupid, but why is it 4 and not 5?
Because 1
5 minus 1. So 1 to 5. Okay, so how about this? Gotta think about graph. You got an answer already? Good. Nicholas, what do you think?
No, I do. I just haven't gotten them.
Okay. Kyle?
Oh yeah.
Rangraj? 4? 4 is not right. Ilya?
Fade?
I don't think so.
What's it?
Noman?
Is it over 12?
Maybe.
Is it over 12? Is it 5 or more than 12?
It's not 5. Reba?
16?
16 is correct. I'm gonna show you why it's 16. Remember, y equal to x. How do I graph y equal to x?
Straight line, diagonal.
A straight line, thank you, diagonal, and it has a slope of what? 1, right? Can I just plug in? I mean, this is not too hard. And this becomes 2, this becomes 6. So you will get a, what shape is this? What shape is this? A trapezoid. Okay. For God's sake. I just realized a lot of you guys don't know how to find area of trapezoid. That's very intimidating. I teach 3rd grade kids how to find an area of trapezoid. I teach my son. It's 3rd grade.
You can't count your son.
No?
Yeah, he has you as a dad. I can't.
No. Well,
He's gonna take my spot for Harvard or something. Never mind. He's gonna take my spot for like UC Santa Davis or something.
all right. So what happened is here, you have to know this is what's the area of a trapezoid? Does anybody know the formula for area of trapezoid? Rangraj?
B1 minus B2 over 2. 3. No. What?
No.
You have
Oh, I do like, because honestly, I don't really know the formula either, but you could split it into a triangle and rectangle.
But I want you to find the area of a trapezoid.
it's like base
Oh.
times height.
Okay, we're in trouble. All right. If you don't know it, you should know it, honestly. So this is parallel line, right? This two line are parallel. So this is called a base 1 and this base 2. So the base has to be located on the parallel line. Are we okay? Trapezoid is always one pair of parallel line. That's a one requirement. And that base is going to be base 1 and base 2. Now, you are going to change this orientation because usually you see trapezoid like this. You see trapezoid like this, right? You see like this. And this is going to be 6 units and this is going to be 2 units. Do you see that? So this is the same trapezoid, but in the correct orientation. This is 2, this is a 6, and the height is 4. Okay, so is actually area of trapezoid is a rectangle, believe it or not. Here, what I'm going to show you why is a rectangle. Is the average of 2 base divided by 2 times the height. Times the height. Why times the height? The height in here is going to be 4. So base 1 is going to be 2 because that's the parallel line, right? Times 4. So that's equal to 8 over 2 times 4. And that's equal to 4 times 4. That's equal to 16. And Daniel says, Mr. Yeah, I want to use a rectangle and a triangle. It's not like saying you should. I think there's a rule next week we're going to do is called trapezoid rule. So know how to find the area of trapezoid. Because you're going to deal with trapezoid rule eventually. Right? So, and how is that true? This is the average of 2 base. Base 1 plus base, average to 2 number, right? Base 1 plus base 2 divided by 2. That's average. What happens when you average? You take this 2 and this 6 is going to be coming from here, the midpoint of here is going to create something right here. Do you see that? That becomes a rectangle. Or square, actually. So this part is going to fill into here. But rectangle is a, rectangle, square is part of rectangle. So it's just base times height, just 4 times 4. So you make that average of base to becomes 1 base. And find the area rectangle. You average your base 1 and base 2 to become one base. And that base multiplied by height is like same thing as area of rectangle. It's just the average of 2 different base. Are you understanding? Okay. So if that's a question, can you figure out the questions here? Integration between sorry, it's going to be x plus 2 between 4 to 10 dx. I'm trying to count how many times Sam's leg can shake in a minute. She's like, I feel like it's 100 times per minute. Like,
Then like this, it's like,
really?
yeah.
This apple, do you think I can- No, I could keep going.
Really fast.
I can do
Fast frequency. You've seen it? Look at this. So just learn how to find an area of trapezoid right now. Please know how to do trapezoid. What you guys got?
42.
42?
Yeah, you're well.
I got 54.
Everybody got different number? Oh boy. So 1, 2, 3, 4. If you don't know how high is it, you can always plug in, right? 4 plus 2 is 6. So it's going to be 6 units right here. Would you say it's true? What happened you plug in 10? It's going to be 12 units, right? It's 5, 10, 12. So this is 12. So this is 6, this is 12. You don't know how high is it? Plug in the function, you're gonna get the output, right? Is that fair? Absolutely. So it's gonna be 6 plus 12 over 2. That's average of 2 base. Multiply by height. Height is 10 minus 4 is 6. So that is gonna give you 18 over 2 times 6, 54.
Damn.
Okay? I'm gonna get more challenging. Integration x minus 2, absolute value of dx. Between -4, hold on a second, between -2 to 4. This one actually doing faster with geometric than arithmetic. Arithmetic is actually going to take longer to evaluate. Did you guys graph it? If you graph it, what's the first thing you should look for? What's the first thing you should look for?
The X thing.
The x-intercept, right?
Yeah.
Where's the x-intercept happen?
+2.
+2, good. That's a very good understanding. So that's going to be 2 right here, right? And then it's going to go in from a slope of 1 If you're not sure how high is it, plug in 4 to see how high is it. This one is 2, right? And then plug into -4. If you're not sure how it is, plug in -2. -2 minus 2 is -4, so the height is what? 4. This is a 4, this is a 2. So be equal to 1/2 base times height. This is the area of a triangle, and 1/2 2 times 2. So that's equal to 8, I think, plus 2. That's equal to 10. Am I going too fast? How many of you guys got it right? Good job. Sam, do you got it right?
No.
Do you understand it?
No.
Okay, so anybody can help out Sam? Sam, which part you don't understand? Triangle on the left? Well, I know, how do I know this is 4? I can always plug in the functions, right? I can plug in -2 minus 2. That's equal to -4. That's equal to 4, right? So this side is 4. Would you agree? And from here to the x-intercept is just 4 units. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 times 4, this area triangle. So 1/2 base times height. And same thing as the other one, 1/2 base times height. I can use the same reason to evaluate.
That makes sense.
No.
Anybody need help? Nicholas, do you need help? Gaio, do you need help?
Like, can you say one more time? 8. Why did you add 2 to 8?
You understand like
There's
how
2 triangles.
Oh, you added both of the triangles.
Because that's area under the curve.
Okay.
So like graph. We know this is gonna be from -2.
Does that make sense or no? If you want to know the height, you can always plug in a function to figure out the height is. If I change the 3/2x, then go plug in the 3/2. The slope is going to be different. You want to know how high is it? You have to plug in the value. Does that make sense?
I'm not eating until I hit 50. I mean, I hit 50.
That's good. See, does that make sense? That's 2. So now we have to find out how high it is. So if you want to find out how high is that 4, we like 4 back into this.
If you
So
do
4 minus 2 minus 2, if we know that's too high, that's where it's from, right?
it's 0, right? So that means our x
And we know that's
our y.
I see. Okay.
I mean, that's one of the ways you could like think about it, but I just do like when we have a function like this, it's just if it's positive, then it's on this side. If it's negative, then it's on that side.
And you just try it.
Show me that. Oh.
Yeah, how do we do that? You plug in the 2 into here. So 2 minus 2. Oh no, hold on. My teacher will explain.
Yeah, so basically like this. To the teacher is just going up like 1, 1, 1, you know? And then like this thing is the same thing, so it's starting from 2 to 1, it's gonna be 2. And it's gonna get to 4.
Matthew, you got it?
Yeah.
So that is understood because how to graph. But here's my
Oh, it's understood how to graph? Okay. This one's a little bit more challenging. I don't know if you remember last year. I think Amil remember. You remember last year? So last year,
So
Brian, I think Brian Cow, his name? Brian Cow is in a double block, and he was like kind of trash talk to my student. He's like, your student don't know. He said to Miriam, says, you don't know enough math. And I got kind of pissed. I was like, you don't trash talk my kids. So I post this problem on the board. I said, Miriam can solve this problem in 10 seconds. And he stuck there for 20 minutes. He couldn't solve it.
Is it?
this is 4.
Very close.
and then
Oh.
-2.
Oh yeah.
The distance between these two
Dude.
is
Oh, I don't like that. That's okay. Yeah, okay. You can find it. What you said.
yeah, more to that makes sense. Is the middle of that
Let's
word.
go. Jump in now. Jump in. Like so since you're going transcendent and you're going like 4 distance here. Yeah, I used to know what happens. Basically, yeah, this graph circle is 2 pi all over, just basically just
No, it's an area.
The area.
So do like 4 pi.
Okay, so
Oh,
pi r squared.
okay, okay. Yeah, no, that makes sense.
Dang.
Thank you.
so what happened is so Brian was kind of like say Miriam was not good at math. I was like, nah, Brian, you gotta take it back. And end up like I was like, I'll have enough. I was like, you don't trash talk my kids. So I kind of just say, here, do this problem on a board. It's not even hard. And Miriam just laughing about it because Miriam knew the answer. And Brian was trying to use substitution and try to all those crazy fancy integral they learn in Calc 2. End up nothing works. Okay, so the things about it is don't misunderstand. Square root 4 minus x squared is not 2 minus x. If you think that way, mathematically, it's a bigger problem than anything else. So you do not want to kill a puppy. You can literally search up kill the puppy. It would be right here. Square root of x squared plus 9 does not give you x plus 3. Please do not do that. I know you have every tendency to do that, but please don't. Because that never worked. That square root do not break down to pieces. Or same thing as x squared plus 3 squared. The x squared plus 3 squared is not x4 plus 9. So that is something that you need to know. Now, what is a 4 minus x squared? So what you need to know is this. 4 minus x squared is a semicircle. But how do I know a semicircle? Those of you guys who know a semicircle, you're doing very, very good. I think Daniel's understand it, and Matthew understand it. Is semicircle with a radius of 2. Well, how do I know it's radius 2? Well, think about a whole circle radius of 2. You learned algebra 2 is x squared plus y squared equal to 4. That's the whole circle with a radius of 2. Do you guys remember that? Okay. Also, how many of you guys taking SAT this weekend? This weekend? Okay. Do me a favor. You need to know how to do this. It's called complete a square, and you have to learn it right now. Like, you have to learn it right now. Okay? Because they're going to give you this, and they say, hey, can you find the center of the circle, or can you find the area of the circle? And they give you this equation, x squared plus 4x plus y squared minus 6y equal to 3. And you're going to be like, I have no idea how to do this. You don't, or you do? No? Okay, so I'm going to teach you. Okay? Now this is worth like $50 lesson right here. So you better be paying attention. So you had to do something called complete a square. You take it a 4, which is the middle term, is b divided by 2 square. And that's equal to 2 square, that's equal to 4. So I'm going to add 4 to this side. But the same thing, I'm going to add 4 to that side. So far, you understand? You have to do the same thing for the y. So what do you think you need to add? Take the middle term, divided by 2, and square. What do you need to add?
Wait, not the full equation, but
Yeah, negative 6 divided by 2. Square, yes, plus 9. So you're going to plus 9 on both sides. Because that's a seesaw. You plus 9 here, you plus 9 on the other side. Okay, so now you're going to change this. You're going to complete a factor. And complete a factor is actually pretty easy. X squared plus 4x plus 4 is just going to be, take this 2 right here, and it's going to be add 2 square plus y and and some people that they don't. I usually told students to write this out is -3 -3 squared that's equal to 9. So that's just going to be -3 because that -3 is right here. You don't even need to know how to factor. You just copy that number after you square, after you simplify, before you square. And it's going to be plus 16. And that's your center. The center is going to be at -2 comma 3. And radius is going to be 4. Please know your circle equation, and I just teach you how to complete the circle, complete the square. Make sure you understand it because you're going to see it on SAT practice as well. So I hear it's going to be whole circle with the radius of 2. Now, how do I know it's half circle? You move it to the other side. 4 minus x squared. Y is equal to plus minus 4 minus x squared. Any questions? Plus, this is a plus. 4 minus x squared. This is a minus part. This means the bottom half of the circle. But since they only want a top, this is just a radius of 2. So 1/2 pi r squared. So 1/2 pi r is 2 squared. So it's 2 pi. The answer is 2 pi. It's a radius is 2, and it's going to give you 2 pi. Oh, sorry, this is a 2 here. I forgot the boundary. Yes.
When are we gonna do the area like under the x-axis?
We're not gonna do it until tomorrow, but we'll talk about it because we need to know something else before we're doing that. Area under the things is gonna, like, if it's below x-axis, if it's going from this orientation, it's gonna be negative. But we're gonna talk about that a little bit later. Any questions here before I going further? Yes. Okay, so this is a pi r squared, is a circle, right? Half is semi, right? So r is 2, right? So 2 times 2 is 4. 4 divided by 2 is 2, so 2 pi. Answer is 2 pi. Pi r squared. You should know what is the area of this. Be careful. I'm going to write down the next 3 properties. So the next 3 property is going to be integration between A to A. 3 important property. Of f of x dx. Anybody got an answer for this one? Matthew is only one. Daniel is only one. Okay, 2. Rebuff. Okay, rebuff is getting there. Anybody else? Wrong garage? What'd you get, wrong garage? Huh?
Why would you?
No. Is anybody can tell me how big is the radius of a circle here? Half circle here. Safia, what do you think? How big the semicircle is? What's the radius of the semicircle?
The one on the top,
The one here.
is it 2.5?
No. Nicholas? 5 is good. It's always square root a number, which is 5, because r squared, so that's 5. So pi r squared, so pi r squared. Now, the problem is 0 to 5, which is only quarter circle. So 1/4, because it's not -5 to 5. So pi 5 squared, so it's 25 pi over 4. So that's the answer here.
Wait, why is it 1 over 4 again?
What?
Why is it 1 over 4 again?
Because the circle is from the positive from 0 to 5. So this is the semicircle equation, right? But the problem is they only want this part, which is 0 to 5. They only want the right part of it. Okay, 3 important integrals. We're going to talk about that. From a to a of f of x dx, what do you think the answer is?
1,
No,
0.
0 is good. There is no area under the curve. There's a line, maybe a line, but it's not. A line is so thin, there's no the area. The second property is between a to b of f of x dx is equal to negative if I decide to switch the boundary. If I decide to switch the boundary from b to a. So the orientation is changed if you change the orientation. For example, if I have integration from 1 to 5 of 2 dx, that's equal to 8. From integration from 1 to 5 of 2 dx is equal to what?
8, or do you want 5 to 1?
Oh yeah, 5 to 1, sorry, you're right. From 5 to 1. It's going to be negative 8, right? Does that make sense? It depends on which orientation you want to do. If I do it the other way, it's going to be negative 8 because you went from high to low. The third property you have to illustrate as a graph. So the third property has to be something like this. Something arbitrary between A to B. So we're going to say A is right here, B is right here. It's a random number. And C is right in between. C is between A and the B. So if I have area like this, so integration between A to B of f of x is equal to 2 separate integral. What do you think that separate integral is? I kind of show you the color code for you. What do you think the domain is going to be? Yes. Rebuff?
A to C and then C to B.
A to C and C to B. And it should be adding. Because it's one area plus the other area equal the whole area, right? Are we okay here? I'm going to give you a trick question of all the integral combined. So I'm going to give you some type of statement. And my statement says to this. Give me 2 numbers.
4, 7.
4 to what? 12. Okay, 4 to 12. That's fine. F of x. Give me another number. 6. Okay, that's fine. And we're going to give you another statement. We're going to say it's from 4 to 10 of f of x dx is equal to, give me another number.
30.
30, we're going to say negative 30. How about that? We're going to say negative 30. That just means that graph is probably below the x-axis. Then they say, hey, can you find out what happened to 12 to 10? Do you know what is, if I told you 4 to 12 is equal to 6, and I told you 4 to 10 of f of x equal to negative 30, can you tell me what happened from 12 to 10? Since I only have 1 minute left, can I just go over it? Okay. So look at this whole thing from 4 to 12.
Got it.
So look at from 4 to 12 of f of x is equal to what? Write it out. From 4 to 10 of f of x dx plus from 10 to 12, right? Would you agree? This is equal to 6. This is equal to negative 30. From 10 to 12 f of x dx. Then I move it to the other side, so it'll be 36, but that's not the answer. Why that's not the answer? Because the question is inverted. Do you see the boundary? It's from 10 to 12. Now, the question they want is 12 to 10. But you have 10 to 12. What does that mean?
Negative.
It's going to be from 12 to 10 of f of x dx is equal to negative 36. So the answer is actually negative 36. Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna eat the rest of this. Considerable meat.
You had the boundaries flipped and you were below the x. Take the
Well, right now we're not telling you are they above or below. Right now we just tell you that's the value, that's the evaluation. So let's just say between 4 to 10, that graph's probably there's more negative area than positive area. It doesn't mean that they are always only negative area, only negative. It could be have more negative than the positive. So the weight of here is outweighs the top. So they don't actually, you're not gonna know what the f of x if I don't. It could be anything. There's a means combination that can result the same answer.
Can you explain the second property? again?
Second property?
Yeah.
It's very important. If you ever switch the boundary, if you change this boundary, you're gonna have to put a negative sign in the front of the next thing. So if I have 1 to 5 is equal to 8, if I change the 5 to 1, then it's gonna be negative 8. The boundary switch, that's gonna give you negative.
How would you if you were graphing that? Would you make
You can't really you can graph it, but it's just the orientation you calculate from the bigger value to smaller value. You actually end up, if it's positive areas, actually end up to be negative.
Okay. Yeah, because if you were so you would make the 1 and 5, you would make both of them negative. So you would be graphing them on the other side of the graph, and so that's why it would be kind of.
Yes. Who's this? Who's Thunder Splash? How are you? What up, Donald? Who called me Donald?
Probably spam.
Can somebody open the door for him? Okay, so any questions?
Hi. Mr. You're supposed to let the assailant in. I'm pretty sure. That's how it works.
That was you?
What?
Fine.
Yeah, that was me.
Don't shoot me. I'll give you an A.
Good.
I'll give you all the extra credit you're looking for.
Yes. Mission accomplished. Alarm turns off.
Should give me another. Do we have homework?
Yeah, we do. I'm gonna write the homework right now.
But do we have homework?
Bro, you're BC, bro. Of course you have homework, bro. You're like,
BC has a lot less homework than AB.
oh, really? I thought it'd be the other way around. Yeah.
We usually do classwork because they already did most.
Yeah. Because we learn the concepts that you guys are doing right now. It's already. And that's foundational. It's like algebra 1. It's like Calc AB and BC is like algebra 1 and algebra 2. Like just so close together.
You're just building on the foundation.
Exactly. Yeah.
I can't wait for this weekend. I'm going camping and hiking.
That's
Hiking
horrible.
and camping, horrible.
Dude, no.
I like hiking. Hiking is a lot. It's really fun.
But camping, I can't.
No way. Not
I haven't gone camping in so long, and it's gonna be winter, so it's
one of the best feelings is going hiking.